Hello again. I'm getting comments on my channel. People are wondering how I'm doing. Not a bunch of them, but there's a few, I don't know, hardcore followers, friends, I guess. Like, what's going on? Sort of. So, another update video. I've been kind of sick. I didn't really know what was going on. I thought I had an ear infection. I went to the doctor and they're like, no, you don't have a sinus infection, you don't have an ear infection. I was having horrible headaches. It making me feel sick almost. And then I started feeling a pain back around my wisdom tooth. So I went to the dentist, and she said, yeah, that needs to come out. That's infected. I said, it doesn't hurt that much. I'm having headaches. She said, yeah, the nerve is dead. The nerve is calcified. So the tooth is not going to hurt, but it's infected around the tooth. You need to get that out. So I had it pulled, and at first it felt better. Then it started feeling bad. I started having headaches again, And I was describing it to my sister, and she said, that sounds like dry socket. I had dry socket one time. That sounds exactly what I was going through. And it is starting to feel better now. She said, it's going to take a while. It's going to take 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm like, really? She said, yeah, you're going to have headaches and pain or whatever. You're going to be in pain. It's going to make you feel miserable. It sure did. So I'm starting to feel better. That's why I haven't been posting anything. I keep getting tempted to try to go on an adventure because I could always come back to my sister's house, but after I'm done. But something's telling me that I need to stick around here and try to deal with my health. I have stage 4 lung cancer. Okay. Standard medical knowledge, standard of care says that I'm going to be dead soon. So, of course, all I did with the doctors, I was in Chicago, and I let them get me as far as the diagnosis with stage 4, and I was like, okay, they wanted to start giving me palliative care treatment. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Thanks for all your help. See you later. Because I wanted to pursue alternative medicine because the standard of care wasn't giving me any hope for a cure. And alternative medicine, that's all they're trying to say is we can cure you. Will it? I don't know. I'm trying. It's worth a try. Everybody with stage 4 tries. Don't fool yourself. Everybody tries something. So I'm doing as soon as they said there was a possibility that I had cancer, at first they were like, oh, it could be a bacterial infection in your lung. We don't think so because you're not sick enough. You'd be way sicker. So I think it might be a fungal infection. So they did all kinds of tests for that. And they came back negative and said, we need to do a biopsy. And then, of course, the biopsy came back, you have cancer. Then they did a PET scan. They said, it's metastasized outside the lung. That's stage 4. It's not good. But even when they first said, we don't think it's cancer, but it could be, I started looking up alternative therapies. And the first thing that I was confronted with, the main one, the most popular thing right now is the ketogenic metabolic therapy. And people are getting good results with it, at least anecdotally. People are saying, I'm still alive, and my past due date was years ago. So I started doing that immediately before I even got the diagnosis, and I'm still on it. It's high fat, high protein, and you try to eliminate all sugars and carbs. It's impossible to eliminate all sugars and carbs, but you do the best you can. You try to limit it as much as you can. So that's what I've been doing. And then, of course, there's the problem with sugar-like molecules the cancer can use for fuel that there's nothing you can do with diet can stop it. Glutamine, there's a few others. But they have supplements that I heard about that can help block the absorption of it by the cancer cells, and I've been taking those. Berberine, green tea extract, turmeric curcumin, but there's an absorption problem. It doesn't really absorb really well and get in the bloodstream. So they have other things like pepperine extract that increases the absorption 5 times. But 5 times, almost nothing, isn't much, okay? So it was a problem. I felt like I was kind of holding the line a little bit. If I wasn't quite holding it at bay or reversing the progress, I was slowing it way down. Because this tumor is supposed to double in size every 4 to 6 months. Guys, trust me, I don't feel like any of this tumor has doubled in size because it was 6 months ago when I started feeling symptoms and went to the hospital. And it doesn't feel like I'm losing any more lung capacity than I had then. I actually feel a little bit better than I did when I went to the hospital in Chicago. But nonetheless, I was concerned because that was the weak link in the therapy. I didn't get, because they're talking about these chemicals or drugs that you can take that are way better at blocking the absorption of the sugars, the blood sugars, than what I was taking. But how do you get hold of them, and what are they? And doctors won't prescribe them because they're not FDA approved for human use. And so I kept looking and looking and looking, and I wasn't finding anything that I could get my hands on. And finally, I heard about this stuff called fenbendazole. It's a horse dewormer, okay? But then that wasn't like something that discouraged me. That was like, hey, horse dewormer. Because there's a common thread in the conspiracy theory miracle cures or alternative cures. There's a lot of horse dewormers that are coming up that are being discussed, or animal dewormers. Seems like the mechanism that these dewormers have to kill worms or parasites have the same effect on some viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. I guess it destroys the ability of the cancer cells to absorb nutrients from the blood through something called the mTOR pathways, microtubule structures, they call them. And this stuff, fenbendazole, destroys the microtubules. Let me tell you something. This stuff is making me feel pretty good. Listen, I'm not suggesting anybody do what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, okay? We'll see. I bought a 6-month supply. I'm taking 250 milligrams a day. It's powder form, and I'm taking it, I've got some empty capsules. I ordered some empty capsules, and I'm making capsules. And I'm ingesting 250 milligrams a day, and it feels like it's having an effect. I can really breathe better. Every time I take it, I feel a little bit better and a little bit better. So I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say, oh, this stuff's, it's going to cure me. I don't know. But it's worth a try, And of course, I'm exercising, and I'm doing the inner journey with meditation and breathing exercises and flexibility training like yoga. And I'll keep you informed. We'll find out together, I guess, if it's going to do any good. But enough of that. I felt sick, really sick for the past few weeks, and that's why I haven't been doing much. And my channel's suffering for it too, but I'm more concerned with my health right now than my channel. Although I am kind of like getting attached to some of the people that I'm interacting with on the comment section. I feel like I have some friends that are concerned about me, and I like to hear about how they're doing too, because everybody's struggling. I mean, life's hard, But here's what I really wanted to say. I've been racking my brain. What can I do while I'm sitting here at my sister's house to create new content? And I went, I know what I can do. Not bragging here, but I'm a pretty skilled artist. I'm not going to name any names, but I've worked with some of the biggest artists in the world. I used to hang out in Santa Cruz. I'm from California, and I used to just bounce back and forth by bicycle. You could see my channel that I was doing that, going in California a lot. And I'd hang out in LA for a while, and I'd get sick of that, and I'd go back up to Santa Cruz, the Bay Area, whatever you want to call it. Santa Cruz isn't really the Bay Area, but it's close. And it was about 30 years ago, I ran into this art colony, or a crew of artists. Let's just call them the Saul's Tannery crew, okay? There's this place called Saul's Tannery that it used to be a tannery back in the day, and now it's like an art colony. We were across the street. And it's part of the same compound. And I was basically just a worker for these people. And then they started encouraging me to do my own art, providing me with tools and materials to do art. Come to find out, I was pretty good. It's kind of like pissing them off too, because it was almost like a challenge. Why don't you try to show us what you got? And I showed them what I had, and they're like, damn, and I'm not going to name any names, but some of these guys are real famous. They have YouTube channels now, and one guy's got like 1 million subscribers, and he gets 1 million views every time he posts a video. I almost feel like dropping his name, but I met a bunch of people through there. The guys that started the Burning Man Festival, the people that started the Renaissance Fair, the Society for the Preservation of Anachronisms. And I was dealing with a bunch of guys that were like making armor, for real armor, for sword fighting and jousting and swords, spears. And then there's all kinds of sculptors and painters and, people working with ceramics, slip molding ceramics and making pottery. And I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. My point is that I've got some skills. I've got some game at art. And I'm going to order some art supplies. And I've got some techniques I use that I kind of like invented myself to do some art. As far as one-dimensional, like say paintings. It's not painting. I'm not using paint. You'll see. I don't want to give too much of the game away because I don't want to give my techniques away. I might just show you exactly how I'm doing it. We'll see. But I'll show you the materials and I'll show you the work in progress and I'll show you the finished products. And I'm going to try to pump out at least one of these paintings, I guess you're going to call it, a month. And I'm a pretty good sculptor myself. So if I get my hand on some wood or stone and some files, because I really don't like chiseling. See, I don't want to get too far into it right now because I'll go over the limit on the time I can upload a video. But I'm going to try to doing some sculpting, some sculptures, and some paintings. I guess you're going to call them pictures. Hand-done pictures. And I also I'm kind of like getting into the idea of making like folk musical instruments. I want to make, because I kind of want to have one, but I want to make one of those washtub basses. I'm going to order the plans for a washtub bass and then get the materials and make one of those washtub basses because I want to start playing one because they sound pretty good and they look cool. I'd also like to make a cigar box guitar. I play ukulele. I'm not that good at it, but I toy around with it just for my own, pleasure, I guess. I don't think I'm good enough to actually perform, anything. We'll see. I might keep practicing and we'll see. But that's what I'm going to do. No more talking about it. The next video you see me post, it's going to be you seeing the materials and me starting to work on the project. And I'll start posting a bunch of videos of it. I might try to get a bunch of art supplies and just start working on a bunch of stuff at once. Because I basically got a studio here. I can work out in the backyard. I can work here in my room. If I want to do some sculpting, because it's kind of messy, I can do it in the backyard. And my painting I can do in here, making the washtub bass. I'm going to make one of those washtub basses because I want to play it. I can't afford a stand-up, double bass. Those things cost thousands of dollars. But I can make a washtub bass that sounds almost exactly the same. The materials cost like $100. The plans are like $8, and the materials are like $100, and you can have something nice. I want to start learning how to play bass. It's kind of like a ukulele, a 4-string instrument. But that's it. I promise, no more talk. I've been struggling with my health, and I've been trying to make plans. And I want to go for an adventure. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go. As far as the bike riding to Mexico, my birthday. I'll try it on my birthday. I'll try to do like a 3-week trip around my birthday if my health allows. If I can go on a 3-week bike trip into New Mexico around my birthday, trust me, whatever I'm doing, either it's a miracle or else my therapy is working or both, because I'm doing a lot of praying too. I believe in it. I believe in God. And I'm going to pay my kayak storage fee again. It's due next month. And I'm going to pay it again, maybe for 6 months. And then when it's due again, I'll pay it for another 6 months. And if I'm still around next, October, dude, I'm doing really good. I'm beating the odds. And I will go on the kayak trip. But I have to focus on my health right now. I have no choice. It's not just being prudent. I'm too sick to go on an adventure right now. But I hope you guys have a good day.